I've been fascinated for a long time by the sea and the mythology that surrounds it. As humans, most of our interactions with the sea are along the seashore, but I started to wonder about those parts that we can't get to so easily. What myths and perceptions need to be challenged when it comes to the parts where there's no sunlight, the very deepest parts of the deep ocean, a place full of uniquely evolved creatures. As I started reading more and more about the deep sea, I realised that the popular idea of the deep sea as a place of total darkness wasn't strictly true. Many creatures of the deep ocean have evolved complex codes of bioluminescence as alarms, distractions, weapons and semiotic systems. The deep sea isn't a place of complete darkness after all. I've become quite intrigued by these curious creatures that use light in intriguing and unique ways within their dark world. Their shapes, their translucent bodies, the way they move through the super-dense water. All of this has triggered lots of experiments with mark making, colours and layering in my work, whilst remaining abstract. When thinking about the format for this artwork, I wanted to reference some of our earliest attempts to know what was in the ocean. The format I've chosen is inspired by early seafloor maps from the 1880s, maps that should probably be considered artworks rather than maps, as they were basically a guess about the topography of the seafloor. As a starting point for my composition, I started working with data from the Seabed 2030 project and a section of deep ocean floor in the Pacific. I then started thinking about the creatures that light it with their bioluminescence and incorporated some ideas from my mark-making experiments. Both the topography and the creatures themselves have merged to create my abstract portrait of the deep sea. Whilst the background might look like it's just lots of black squares because they're made from layers of paint, they aren't entirely black. Sometimes you might catch an edge of a square or a tiny aspect of a different colour, which hopefully gives the idea that the blackness isn't complete. I hope you enjoy looking at the painting as much as I enjoyed making it. As Rachel Carson, the author of Silent Spring, once said, we need to shift away from a human-centric perception of the ocean if we are ever to finally understand it. Perhaps appreciating the light in the darkness of the deep sea will be one step towards this.